Hey, I hope you're doing good. It's Chris here from Sixth String Fingerpicking. In this lesson, we're learning how to play April Come She Will by Paul Simon and Garfunkel. This one's a lot of fun to play. I'd say it's around the intermediate level, not too tricky. So if you've been fingerpicking for a little while, still on the beginner end, but nudging towards intermediate, you should be okay. If you want to get the tab, that's available down below the video. Really hope you enjoy the lesson. If you do, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and press the notification bell. Let's get into it. So for this one, we've got a capo on the first fret, and just a quick word on the tuning. On the original recording, Paul Simon tuned his guitar up a little bit. He tuned it up half a semitone, which is quite a rare thing to do. So if you want to go ahead and do that, of course, feel free to. But for the purpose of this lesson, I've put the guitar back into just straight up standard tuning 440, because you're likely in that tuning as well. So the intro goes... It's so much fun to play. It sounds great. So let's learn how to play it. So first off, we've got this G with a D in the bass, and I'm going to be speaking as if there were no capo on at all when I'm referring to the frets. So this first one here, hold down a D chord, and instead of being on the second and the third fret, push it up so you're on the 7th and the 8th fret. Okay, so we've got that D shape up there, G/D. And then what you want to do in your picking hand is play strings 1 and 4, followed by 3, followed by 2 and 4, and then 3, 4. So straight away start listening to the rhythm there, because it's a bit tricky. Da, 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 da. 1, 2, and 4. So that's the first bar, and then what you've got to do is lift off and open up that top string, play that with the 4th string, then play the 3rd string, then play strings 2 and 4, and then back to the 3rd string. So that's nice and simple. Just like that. And if you put all of that together, so far you've got... Okay, then what you do, the next bar is exactly the same as the first bar, so that's... We do that again, and then just like before, we lift off and open up that top string, play that with the 4th, but this time we're just going to play strings 3, 4, 3. So that's the first 4 bars. And then what you do is you do bars 1 and 2 again, but the next 2 bars are the same as bars 1 and 2. So we go back to that D shape, and then okay. So you put all of that together. So a bit fiddly, but once you've done it a bunch of times, it's going to be no problem at all. And then we've got... Okay, so this is over a D chord. So what are the frets I'm holding down there? On the top I'm playing the 5th string, and then on the next string I'm playing the 7. Top I'm playing the 5th fret, sorry, I think I said string. And on the next string I'm playing the 7th fret, and then the 7th fret again on the 3rd string. So that's a D chord. And then it's the same in the picking hand, so we're playing strings 1 and 4, and then 3, and then 2 and 4, okay? And then open up and play the 3rd string open, and then the 4th string. So, okay, so. And then we just got... and that will be your intro done there. So I'm holding down a G, I'm holding it down like this with my 3rd and 4th fingers, 3rd string on the 1st and 6th. Play those two, play the 6th string, then the 4th, then the 1st, and then the 3rd string, and then the 4th string. and then we're making it a C/G, so add in these two. So it's the first fret on the second string and the second fret on the fourth string. Play those two, followed by the open third string, and then lift them both off and do exactly the same in the picking hand. So put that together. And then we've gone back to this G, and we just arpeggiate it via playing strings 6, 3, 1, 3, 4, 2, 3. Like that. And then just to finish this part, we then go again. So it's just a C/G and then the G again. Exactly the same as before. So those 4 bars go like that. So let's go right the way back to the beginning of the intro, and I'll play it through slowly for you. 2, 3, 4. So then you're into the verse, and this section goes like this. So that's the verse, and then once you get to there, that then goes round and repeats. So as you can see, a lot of it really is just one finger picking pattern being repeated a lot of the time. But we'll get into that. First off, you're just kind of hanging around on this C/G kind of thing. So. So that's what's going on for the first few bars. So let's learn how to play that. So holding down our G like this, and start by playing the 6th string, followed by the 4th, then the 1st, and then 3, 4. So, okay, and then 1 and 6, followed by 3. Then we've got that C/G, so we put these 2 fingers back on, play strings 2 and 4, followed by 3. So. Okay, then we do this again, so back to our G, and play strings just like before, 6, 4, 1, 3, 4. And then our C/G, G string, and then back off, same thing in the picking hand. Okay, so. And then back to our G and just play strings 6, 1, 3, 4, 2, 3. C/G, just like before. So it's a bit tricky to remember the structure of that. So like always, just loop it around a whole bunch of times. So this part that we've just done. And then we get into the part where you're really just looping a finger picking pattern round a whole bunch of times. So it starts on A minor, and the pattern is a really popular one. It's used in an awful lot of songs. It's a great one. Strings 2 and 5 together, bearing in mind that the bass note will change depending on what chord you're playing over. So you start by playing strings 2 and 5 on an A minor chord, and then 4, 3, 5, 2, 4. So 2, 5, 4, 3, 5, 2, 4. So put that together. Get that. Be sure to practice, if you don't know this pattern, be sure to practice just that until you can get it comfortable at a moderate tempo. Okay, so then we just take that through a whole bunch of chords. We do it once on the A minor, and then it's an A minor with a G in the bass. Okay, so take your pinky, 3rd fret on the 6th string, but also lift off the first finger so you're playing the 2nd string open. Kind of like an A sus2 with a G in the bass. But it's the same pattern, and as I say, the bass is going to be the only thing that's changed because this is in the root now, it's in the bass, this is in the bass now. So the pattern's the same, but we're playing, instead of playing 5 and 2, we're playing 6 and 2 initially. And then here. So. Then we've got an F major 7, and I'm playing it like this, or you could think A minor with an F in the bass. So thumb round the back, play the 1st fret on the 6th string, and just do exactly the same as you did in the picking hand as the previous chord. So, descending bass line. Okay, then to just an E minor chord. Exactly the same thing, 2 and 6 to start, and then 4, 3, 6, 2, 4. And then you do one more bar on that, but this time you're going to play the top string with the bass on the first beat, but then the rest is the same. Okay, so you've gone. And if you want to be really accurate, the last note here, he plays as an open, so the 4th string will be played open. As you transition to your C chord. So put that in if you want to. But then we're on a C chord and we do the pattern on that. Okay, and then that just pushes up. So we're playing more or less a D chord, but it's a D with an 11 in. Okay, but you can just think C chord up 2 frets. You just do the pattern on that. So let's have a little recap from the A minor. And then you've got, so this G walking down to an E minor. So you just need the bass note held down on a G chord. Play that, and then play strings 4, 3, and then back to the bass note. Walk it down to the F sharp note to an E minor. So, okay, and then on the E minor, we just do our pattern on that. This time, you're not playing the 2nd string or the top string, just the bass to start. But the rest is the same. If you wanted to play, it really doesn't matter, you know, if you want to get that in there. But you do 2 bars, so that was the first bar on the E minor. The second one, play the top string with the bottom string to start. So. Then that leads to an A minor. Do a pattern on that. Back to E minor. Do the pattern. And again, A minor, E minor. So that's A minor, E minor, A minor, E minor. And then one more bar on that E minor. This time play the top and the bottom string together, followed by the 4th, and then open bottom, and then the 2nd on the bottom, and then you back up to the G. So we've covered a lot there. You're not quite done with the verse, but let's have a recap from that A minor, from the first A minor. then just the last few bars, we go back to our G, C/G. So we hold down a G like this, and then it's like before, string 6, 4, 1, 3, 4, and then our C/G, and here I'll play strings 2 and 6, and then 3 and 4. Okay, for our C/G. Lift those back off and play strings 2 and 4, followed by 3, and then 6, back to our G, 6, 1, 3, 4, 2, 3, so, and then our C/G, and then back off again. So, and that's how you play the verse. Let's have one more run through of it, nice and slow. Say that just goes round again. So once you've gone through the verse twice, it then goes into another verse which is very, very similar to the ones that we just learned, but there's just a few very small changes in it, and it's even a little bit shorter. So it starts the same, exactly the same as the other two verses. A minor, sus2, also with G in the bass, E minor, C, but then this time, instead of going up to the D here, it just goes to a regular D. Okay, so we just go to a D, and we do our pattern on that. So it's just the same pattern shifted up. So it'll be 2 and 4, and then strings 3, 2, 4, 1, 3. So instead of, you've got, and then you've got this. So that's a G, okay, hold that down and play the top and bottom strings, followed by 4, 3, and then bass, okay, and then move it down 1 fret, so the 2nd fret on the top and bottom strings, and then down to our E minor, okay, so that's, and then once you're on the E minor, you just do the pattern, getting the top string in there. So you do the pattern twice. And then it's A minor, E minor, and before you repeated that in the other verses, this time you just do it once, and then you go back to the, just coming out of it before we go back into the ending, or into the ending, you go to a D chord, and you get that. So if you can think of, remember back to the rhythm, it's the same but here. Okay, so we hold down our D, and I'll go over that for you. Strings 1 and 4, followed by 3, 2 and 4, 3, 1, and then 1 and 4, 3, 2 and 4, 3. So from the A minor, and that's hard because you're used to doing this pattern, and then you have to change the rhythm, and it really just kind of can catch you out. So you must practice that transition if you want to get it accurate every time. It caught me out when I was learning it. But that's how you play the last verse. That leads straight into the outro, and if you wanted, you could just play exactly the same as the intro. But if you listen carefully, he's adding a few more notes. So he's going, Okay, so just arpeggiating it a little bit more. And if this is too hard, just play it exactly the same as the intro, not a problem at all. So we're back up here on our G with a D in the bass. And it starts exactly the same as before, strings 1 and 4, 3, 2 and 4, 3, 4. And then we lift off, open up that top string, play that with the 4th string. And then we're going to play the 2nd string, and then the 3rd. So you get like this little roll. Okay, and then 2 and 4, followed by 3. So. Then we put the 7th fret back on the top. We play strings 1 and 4, and followed by 2, 3, and then 2 and 4. So, and then 3, 4. Okay. Lift off, open up that top string again, 1 and 4, 3, 4, 3. So. Back on, just do the pattern normally on it, 1 and 4, 3, 2 and 4, 3, 4. And then again, lift off. 1 and 4, 2, 3, and then 2 and 4. Okay, so that was the same as the first and second part of the outro. And then just like the intro, so it's that D, G, and you got it. And that's how you play this wonderful little song. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. I really hope you've enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, press the notification bell, check out some of my other videos, and if you want to take your playing a bit further and invest in it, then try out one of my fingerstyle guitar courses. You can see those on my website, link in the description.